It had been a few years since the end of the Tournament of Power. Goku proved to be the most powerful mortal in the 12 universes, and was named one of the new destructive gods, to which Goku rejected that position. "Great Daishinkan-sama, I really appreciate it, but I'm not a destroyer. My only purpose is to become more powerful."
"I understand, Mr. Goku, but are you sure? Since you may regret that."
"Heh, of course, Daishinkan. I'm sure I don't want to be a destroyer." Daishinkan would turn his back on him and would leave the castle of the great Zeno-sama. Goku would go to planet Earth and would have much more power even than of a god of destruction, having received training from Daishinkan for a few months. He defeated the Devourer of Worlds Moro without any difficulty and combined the Ultra Instinct with his base state. Wow, now even I don't even have to access the Ultra Instinct. I'm able to keep my 5 senses to the max. So if I access the Ultra Instinct, my reflexes intensify. Meanwhile, in a faraway place, a great meeting of the divine beings would take place. Even the powerful Zeno-sama of the future was against Son Goku, so he was able to seal the Zeno-sama of the present. "I'm sorry, even if we're the same person, you have to become too attracted to that dirty mortal. We must eliminate all kinds of threat."
As soon as all the gods realize, even the great Zeno-sama supports them. They must eliminate Son Goku once and for all. But Daishinkan-sama, what's the reason for that? Even Son Goku's able to make all the destroyed universes back to normal. A debate would begin between the gods and angels, and this was because of eliminating Son Goku. They had him, the great Zeno-sama, had held the Tournament of Power. A tiny group of gods with Son Goku were able to come back to life, but a great pressure would spread all over the place, making the gods and angels fall to their knees in the same room, trembling. "I don't care if they're against or not. There are orders, and if they refuse, the only thing left for them is to die. Do they understand?" "Of course, Daishinkan-sama. Please, stop releasing your pressure." Daishinkan stopped this pressure, so the gods, along with the angels, were able to go to Universe 7. The elimination of Son Goku once and for all on hand. In this universe, Goku and Vegeta were training, since their intention of this training was to master their energy completely and not cause damage to planet Earth. "The training is kind of boring, because even though we're fighting, we can't fight with all our might."
I understand, but we're in a learning process. We must be able to master all our energy. Goku, having the reflexes much sharper than Vegeta, would see a large sphere of the size of a planet approaching them, and with an incredible blow was able to send Vegeta flying, while Goku was able to stop that sphere of energy, which to the ordinary eye was invisible, but his sharp senses were able to notice. Vegeta, trying to get closer, didn't see anything, was flying. The incredible attack possesses the ability to observe, leaving them both surprised. Goku, not able to release much more power, retreated a few meters. "Hell, that damn sphere collides with me. If there aren't any dust left from me." Goku was about to die and was surprised since the angel and teacher had appeared in front of him. That's right, Whis, the angel of Universe 7, appeared in front of Goku. "Lord Goku, run away! The entire Divine Kingdom has opted for its elimination. Although several gods don't wish to do so, they've threatened death." "What did you say, Whis? But why does the whole Divine Kingdom want me dead?" Before Whis could answer, this energy sphere was able to explode, powerful enough to even end the life of an angel. Beerus was watching, likewise burst into fury.
"I don't care if I have to die in this place. I'm the most powerful god among you. You, Goku, get out of here! I'll stop you!"
The moment Beerus was about to end the life of a god, he would completely be stopped by Daishinkan.
"I knew you and Whis would disobey my orders, but I never thought that you would not be able to give your life for a mere mortal. But for a long time to die so much, you need to fulfill it. Look at what Goku's provoked."
"Don't do it! They have nothing left. They just want to end my life." Daishinkan would create a small sphere of energy that would go into Beerus.
"Goku, please survive and show the true power of a Saiyan."
A gigantic explosion would happen while Beerus' body exploded into hundreds of pieces all over the place.
That's interesting, because some of you thought turning against us. We won't hesitate to finish you.
The other gods had pounced on Goku, but instantly Daishoken would stretch out one of his hands.
No, it'll be better for you to end the life of the Saiyan Vegeta. I'll personally take the care of ending Son Goku.
Damn it! Whis and Beerus have died! I haven't been able to do anything to help! I'm trash! Daishoken approaching Son Goku, hundreds of blows was given. Although Daishoken didn't move in the slightest, he was able to get generally great damage to Goku's body, which, despite having the Ultra Instinct, fell to the ground injured. While on the other hand, Vegeta's power, despite being gigantic, wasn't able to face these 11 gods and was reduced to mere dust.
Kakarot, I'm sorry for not being useful. Please, Kakarot, I know that you'll be able to take revenge on us, or at least use the last spiritual energy.
Vegeta's soul was leaving the world. He was able to channel his spiritual energy. Even his soul would disappear completely. He was able to generate a great explosion of energy, which, not being powerful, was able to be required to give time for Goku to escape.
I won't allow you to escape. In that case, I'll seal you in a forbidden dimension, from which you will prefer death since you won't be able to get out.
Daishoken put on this seal in the great space of Universe 7, and having the essence of Goku, he was very far away, been dragged into that dimension, which Goku was completely sealed.
You're not able to escape the cursed Son Goku, but with this sealing, you won't be able to be an annoyance for any of the 12 universes.
Daishoken would snap his fingers and destroy planet Earth, eliminating all the Saiyan once and for all in the 12 universes. Meanwhile, entering the dimension, Goku was injured and on the verge of death, but would remember the death of his friends and teachers despite these injuries, and would try to recover some energy in a very alternate dimension. A very different Goku was able to access Super Saiyan 10, which was a forbidden transformation, as it provided power beyond normal understanding.
With this power of Super Saiyan 10, you won't be able to do anything against me.
His energy was the fusion of three enemies, Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu. Being able to merge, they were the super power of the mythical Super Saiyan 5. However, there was a transformation beyond the mortal level, Super Saiyan 10, or the Forbidden Super Saiyan. Goku was able to end the life of his enemy in a single movement, tearing off his head. Despite the fact that Goku sacrificed everything to defeat him, at that moment his friends looked at him in terror.
What's going on? I've been able to get this power to protect them. I'd never do anything against them. Kakarot, I'm sorry, but you'll never be able to control the forbidden power, so we decided to seal you for all eternity.
What did you say? I can't believe you're telling me, Vegeta. At that moment, a golden energy seal, similar to that of Goku's, was able to seal him completely. But when both seals contained the divine energy, the created dimensions had suffered a collapse. And Goku, meditating in a large portal, would be created, similar to him, would fall to the ground, creating a crater.
What happened? An identical being to me is able to reach this place.
Goku AF would stand up a little dazed, while a few tears started running down his cheeks.
I can't believe my own friends. I gave my life for them on multiple occasions, and they do this to me.
But Goku AF was surprised to realize that in front of him was a similar being, but with silver hair.
Who are you? How are you in this place? This is the place that's made for me. This is the dimension that my friends sealed me for. Wow, it's a pity to hear that, but I'm known as Goku, also known as Kakarot. And this dimension's created for me just like you. I was sealed in this place. What? How is that possible that you're also Goku? This must be madness.
But in front of them, the powerful king of the whole, Zeno-sama, would appear, and Zeno-sama of the present was able to realize Goku was sealed in that dimension. So using his energy, he was able to communicate for only 1 minute.
I don't have that much time to communicate, but you should know there are too many timelines as well as alternate dimensions. But if you're Zeno-sama, but didn't the whole Divine Kingdom wish to end my life? There's no time, but there's one who planned everything was my counterpart from the future. You two have been sealed by having the power that surpasses all understanding. I'll grant you some knowledge of the Saiyans. I trust you.
A great knowledge would be received by them, and they saw the power being released. Goku was able to realize the state even beyond Ultra Instinct was part of Goku AF, and he realized that the Super Saiyan 10 was able to dominate, and there was a transformation even more powerful, the Super Dragon Ball, which was the power of the Dragon God. How are they able to train together to get those miserable bastards? It seems best to me, since both of us have been betrayed by beings we loved. So it's time to destroy everything. Daishenkin, now I understand what you meant, that they would regret it. Thanks to you, you've created a real god of destroyers. Meanwhile, Daishenkin in Zeno-sama's palace would be called to order of his king. Daishenkin, were the gods able to end Son Goku's life?
It's impossible for the gods, but I've taken care of him personally. So there's nothing for you to worry about, my lord.
I understand, Daishenkin. Nothing and no one will be able to get in the way of my reign, since he was my only hindrance.
On the other hand, in this dimension, time has passed faster, so their progress was incredible.
We don't have to be able to break our limits, no matter how long it takes to get out. We won't die in this place. Even if I fall 100 times, I'll get up. My spirit's strong and has no plans to give up.
The great training of these warriors began, and they released all their powers, making the entire dimension tremble by the incredible power that was released. Both Saiyans would train to destroy the ones they protect because they would take their training to the limit, and the bones of both were completely destroyed, but the Saiyans of great resistances, that wasn't a problem. Their thirst for revenge was greater.
Hey, we've been training for several years. How much time do you think has passed? I really don't know, but I'm not interested. I just want the power to defeat all these divine energy. That's what I was wanting to ask you. What kind of transformation is that? Is it really of divine energy? It's a state known as Ultra Instinct. It's a state beyond the gods with which my body is able to move freely, which makes hitting me extremely complicated. Wow, that's amazing. I'd love to do that. I know I will because with the training we've been able to perform, we'll become powerful. Exactly. What transformations do you possess? Since when you arrived, I didn't know if I saw wrong because I saw I was still dazed, but I was able to see your body of a silver color? That's the Super Saiyan 10, also the Forbidden Super Saiyan. After the knowledge that your friend Zeno-sama gave us, I know I can master that power. Wow, Super Saiyan 10? I've never heard of that. I've only been able to transform to Super Saiyan 3. Wait a minute, that means you're not able to get Super Saiyan 4 and 5. Wow, of course not. I don't even know there were such transformations. You better get ready because I'm going to test your power with the Ultra Instinct, and you could test the power of the Super Saiyan 4 and 5. Goku AF would stand up, and being able to go through each of his transformations, he was able to access Super Saiyan 4, which surprised Goku. That's amazing! You look like an Ozaru, but you retain several human traits. Your power's amazing! You'll only know that when we fight because I want to see if you can tell me the Ultra Instinct's true. So get ready! Attack when you want, I'm ready! Goku AF and Super Saiyan 4 pounced against Goku. He had not been able to connect a punch. Using much more power, enhancing his speed would grant him a flurry of punches and kicks. No matter the speed, he wasn't able to connect them to Goku. However, at that moment, Goku AF would grant him a fist to the face, and Goku held it. Something I forgot to tell you was that as well as my senses are enhanced to dodge blows, I'm also able to attack involuntarily in lethal points. Before he was able to answer, he sent him flying to the ground, generating a huge explosion, while Goku began to slowly approach. Is that all the power of the Super Saiyan 4? In that case, I have nothing to envy since my power is still superior to that. A great roar would be released from the crater. Light would rise all over the place. An incredible power would be felt since this time Goku AF would be at Super Saiyan 5 max power. He was able to face Angel Z, the most powerful warrior, from that great roar along with a small explosion of energy. He would be in Super Saiyan 5, which would observe Goku with a very intimidating look. I hope you're ready, since you will be able to force me to access Super Saiyan 5. That's impressive for a single warrior. I'm surprised by the appearance, but it doesn't matter all that power. You're still mortal. You require the divine energy to be able to become more powerful. Goku AF would lunge against Goku, who would dodge his punch again, but this time a few drops would fall onto his cheek. Wow, that's amazing! Really, your body moves by will. Doesn't seem enough for your power's limited, and your power is limited. Even if we are the same person, your intelligence is higher than mine, but the only time that matters is when it's destructive power. Both launched themselves against each other, fighting equally. In the realm of the whole, Zeno-sama began to analyze each of the 12 universes, realizing Universe 7 didn't have a god or angel.
Daishinken, come right away!
Daishinken, at the call of his lord, would quickly answer,
Tell me, my lord, what is offered to you? Is there anything that you can help?
What's the reason there's no corresponding deities in Universe 7?
I've overlooked to inform you that the deities of Universe 7 have betrayed us, prefer to fight against us to save Son Goku.
I understand. In that case, name a new god for the Universe 7.
But my lord, naming only one god will be chaos, because if he doesn't possess the guidance of a guardian angel, he would be able to rule him correctly.
Heh, who said we don't have a guardian angel for Universe 7?
Zeno-sama would begin to channel all this energy in his palms and instantly would throw it into a part of the whole realm, generating a small explosion.
At this moment, create and mingle. I name you as the 13th angel.
From all the smoke was a beautiful angel, and Zeno-sama had accessed forbidden techniques of the ancient kings of everything, creating a new angel for Universe 7. My creator, I thank you for the life you give me. Tell me, what is my name? What is my purpose?
Your name is Mikoshin, and the rest will be taken care of by Daishinken. Don't worry, you being an angel created by my power directly, you'll be named the Supreme Angel of the 12 Universes.
Indeed, you have been created by the great Zeno-sama, but your current power is capable of surpassing all angels. At this moment, I'll look for a candidate.
I understand, Daishinken. Mikoshin and I will be waiting for you, so I can give you the required information of your obligations.
Thank you, my lord. I'll leave.
Daishinken would leave for the 12 universes trying to find a candidate of a god of destruction. He'd remember the warrior of the Tournament of Power, Toppo, was able to access the state of a god.
Toppo's the perfect candidate, because having mastered the energy of destruction, he has the required knowledge of each of the universes.
Daishinken, with a dimensional change, would reach Universe 11 to the planet of the god Bellmound, with him training along with Jiren and Toppo, so Margarita had stopped their training completely.
What's wrong with you, Margarita? I didn't say stop. We must continue to become more powerful.
I haven't stopped because of you, the bad circumstance, but please, Mr. Bellmound, look at who's at the top of our planet.
I don't care who the clown is at the top. Right now, I plan to end his existence.
But Bellmound looked up and he would see incredible terror when he realized it was Daishinken-sama.
But if it's the mighty Daishinken-sama, I apologize for what I said. Don't worry, Bellmound. I've come here with the help of the warrior Toppo. I'll explain quickly. With the death of Beerus, Universe 7 needs the presence of a god, and Toppo's the perfect candidate. I understand, Daishinken-sama. I'll inform him right now. After a few minutes, he would approach Daishinken. Mighty Daishinken-sama, it's an honor for me to be the god of destruction of Universe 7. Who will be my guardian angel? You don't have to worry about that. We already have the perfect guardian angel for you.
Mikoshin would appear from the portal and would instantly appear. She would shake the entire Universe 11. While in overwhelming pressure, she was able to have everyone fall to their knees, even while Daishinken had a hard time standing.
Mikoshin, decrease your power right now.
I'm sorry, Daishinken-sama. I'm still coupling to all the power of an angel.
Don't worry, just train your energy more. He'll be your new apprentice, the god of Universe 7.
Mikoshin would stand by Toppo. It'll be a pleasure to attend you. To be your teacher, I'll try my best as the guardian of the 12 universes. You won't regret it.
Nice to meet you, Mikoshin. I guess that's your name, since I've heard that's how Daishinken-sama called you.
You're right. So we better retire to our universe. With your permission, we say goodbye. And that's how the new deities of Universe 7 headed to their respective universe. Father, consultation? Who has a new angel? Since I haven't been able to recognize her.
She's a supreme angel. Zeno-sama created her, and despite having a few account hours, her power's greater than all of you.
Daishinken would disappear from Universe 11, leaving them a little surprised.
I didn't expect that. I didn't know Zeno-sama could create an angel. I thought that only the creator god had that ability.
I agree with you, Bellmound-sama. Something very strange is happening.
So, that moment Toppo is the new god of Universe 7. This will be interesting. What happened to the ancient deities in Universe 7?
On the other hand, returning to the dimension, both warriors were in an even battle. Goku's reflexes could dodge many more blows, while the few that connected with him were of overwhelming power.
I can't believe that even in my Super Saiyan 5 state, I can't do anything against him.
but I can't afford to lose humiliatingly.
Don't worry, because despite everything, your power's amazing. You made me use 88% of my power. I'm sure you will become more powerful.
You wear the Super Saiyan 10 and by the words claims everything of this world. I'll show you forbidden power that I'm able to master. Goku AF went to base state and releasing power that emanated on this occasion not that of a mortal or of a god, but an unknown essence. And Goku would form a barrier, since this pressure he would release was madness. The power he's able to unleash is amazing. If he's not the master of that, I'm sure my body can completely explode. Instantly, an incredible pressure would be present in that dimension, which a Super Saiyan 10 of Goku AF would be observed. This is my max power. I hope you can cope with me since I can't control my strength. Goku, about to say something, wouldn't be able to, since that fist would send him flying into a lake, creating hundreds of rays due to that power. Goku would be able to reach the surface, fall to his knees, and blood would scatter all over the battlefield. Goku would look up, observing a big skeleton formed in all of Goku AF's aura. The underworld itself would be released from his body, which chills would run through his body. You're no ordinary being, but I'm not giving up. No matter what you do, this is the ultimate power of a Super Saiyan. Both began to exchange several blows. Goku's fists were simply caress on Goku AF's body, since his whole body looked like impenetrable armor. Goku would take a little distance while spitting out some blood. In this moment, I'll show you all my power. The power that sleeps inside me. Goku would clench his fists, and amazing power released over the battlefield. He and his counterpart was able to obtain a new power thanks to Zeno-sama's knowledge. Goku's hair would begin to grow in a way that Goku AF would be surprised because the power he released was make him to retreat a few meters from a great explosion of energy, making Goku Ultra Instinct Phase 3, leaving Goku AF surprised. Wow, I didn't know you had all that hidden power. Apparently, I haven't been the only one hiding power, so attack me and show me that power. That's exactly what I'm gonna do, because if you're not interested to see my movements, you have a great resistance and I know you'll endure it. Goku pounced against Goku AF. Even though his power increased, it wasn't enough to overcome that forbidden Super Saiyan. However, Goku AF was right. He was in the transformation that was forbidden, not controlling it completely. His bones would be destroyed, and he would not give in to Goku's blows. The battle would continue for a few days, both possessed by unlimited energy. They'd continue, however, and this time both of them were exhausted, so they'd take a little distance. You're amazing! I never thought that my biggest rival would be myself from another alternate dimension. I'm amazing! Same way, but in the next blow, I plan to end this battle. Goku AF in his transformation as Super Saiyan 10 would gather a bunch of energy in his body, charging for a last attack, creating an incredible energy dragon. Goku, without caring about the damage to his body, would increase his power, taking it to the limit. I don't think it'll end this way. At this moment, I'll use God Dragon's Blow in the same way. Goku was able to channel this power and throw his punch. Both dragons colliding, not being able to observe a clear winner, both dragons would explode, destroying everything around them. Both warriors would fall, but Goku AF would stand up, while Goku, using much more of his power to withstand, thousands of lightning bolts scattered from his body, generating great damage. Apparently, we've pushed our bodies to the limit, because if not, you wouldn't have caused disasters in this dimension, and I would have been the winner. At the end, Goku AF would fall out of combat and his counterpart over the Universe 7. Toppo, along with his new angel Mikoshin, were inspecting each of the planets. Mikoshin, can you tell me what happened to the existence of Son Goku? Of course, Toppo-sama. Allow me a moment to explain. Mikoshin, with the help of Bakulo, would begin to search for all the information of the Saiyan Son Goku, until a moment in which he was locked up by the great Daishinken. Apparently this Goku what you're talking about has broken most important rule of the 12 universes, refusing an order from the high-ranking beings. And for that, the gods were informed they should eliminate him. What is it that you told me? Are you sure?
Of course! Apparently, the Saiyan son Goku was offered a position of the god of destruction, but when he refused, he was a potential enemy, since according to my data, mortals surpassed all the gods.
You're right. They are Goku in the Tournament of Power. It was a Saiyan, but he even surpassed the mortals. It's important that some of the normal ones had surpassed the gods, but I can't believe you're telling me this.
Indeed, you have been offered this position because multiple gods refused to end Son Goku's life, but these other deities were able to give their lives for the Saiyan Son Goku.
Everything you're telling me makes it hard for me to believe. Thanks to Son Goku, all of us were able to return. But do you know why they wanted him to become a god of destruction? That's the reason.
The only reason I could come up was Son Goku disobeyed the great beings of the Kingdom of All, and his power rose consistently. These beings wanted to keep an eye on him, but opposing the most feasible thing was the end.
I understand. I appreciate the information. It'll be helpful. I have to communicate with Jiren, and this is bad more than I thought. The latter would only think, while the other would turn to the planet. Once they arrived, Mikoshin would stand in front of Toppo, adopting a battle pose. Why are you in attack pose? Have we finished the training for today, or is there something missing? Mikoshin wouldn't answer, but would incredible pressure fall on the universe, while Mikoshin gave millions of cuts through space-time. Mikoshin was testing his abilities, while the Zeno-sama was able to grant him.
Wow, really, the power that King's able to grant's amazing!
So that's the real power of Zeno-sama. But it leaves me amazed that a being who's capable of destroying everything is also capable of creating.
I apologize, Toppo-sama. I just wanted to try the power with which was great Zeno-sama. But of course, if you want to train, we can.
Toppo at the moment remembered the exhibition and the Tournament of Power. There were 2 Zeno-samas, and Mikoshin mentioned that he created one of them. Mikoshin, have you created both Zeno-samas or just one of them?
I've been created by Zeno-sama, but the moment of my existence, I haven't been able to find another one. And that information's impossible for me to find.
So, something serious has happened in the Divine Realm. Goku AF was able to wake up. Multiple bones destroyed, and he would start meditating while his counterpart woke up. That combat's the most destructive I've had. I never thought of a dimension so powerful, but I was able to master all this power to prove those traitors that this power was able to control itself. Goku AF would train, while in this part, the Kingdom of the Whole Zeno-sama was very thoughtful. One of the rulers of the second multiverse contacted him thanks to immeasurable mental power. You're Zeno. I'll be in your multiverse soon, as something very strange has been happening. I don't know why it is, but I have to review something you've done. Zeno-sama wouldn't answer, and he'd expel a great power, destroying a large part of the place, and for Daishaken to come to his side. My lord, what happened? To what does this great expulsion of power do?
Damn Daishaken, a ruler from the second multiverse is planning to enter our multiverse right now.
I don't understand. Is something wrong? Isn't it customary for powerful beings to do this?
Of course. But if he's able to notice the prisoner we have, I'm sure he won't be interested in anything and will destroy our multiverse.
The two were arguing, and then a powerful being was on top of the entire palace, which was completely observing everything happening. Well, this is interesting. Apparently, Zeno-sama is able to keep the King of the Whole in this dimension prisoner. That means the damn dwarf is the King of the Whole of another different timeline. But my lord, what can we do, or is there anything to do?
The only thing that could save us would be a much more powerful to end his life in battle.
Instantly, power would be felt by the warriors, Daishaken would fall to his knees, and Zeno-sama was difficultly standing.
Who's there? Don't you know that I'm the king of everything in this multiverse?
Of course I know you, imposter, but I don't think you belong to this timeline. Don't worry, I didn't come here for that. This is amazing. The mighty omnipotent god Akumo, father of the Saiyans, is the first time he visits our multiverse.
Akumo-sama, excuse my manners, tell me, how can I help you?
I won't prevent Kronos to end your life, since his power is compared to mine, although in every battle we had, I always made him believe our power was equal.
I really appreciate it, but I understand this will not be thank you. What's the price you have? That you, the omnipotent god and Akumo, can give us your help?
At that moment, nothing. I want to make sure of your support, because I want the most powerful multiverse. We can make a truce. Despite possessing incredible power, I won't defeat Reichon, who is born with the power of omnipotence, but also the power of destruction.
Excuse me for intruding, but is it possible that a god's able to have both energies completely different? That's what's said of something impossible. Since birth, his power was so great that without hesitation, his entire multiverse became the #1 multiverse, because no one was able to face him. His power is completely unlimited.
I understand. If you want to help my multiverse and want to collaborate in the same way when you face my brother, am I wrong?
Despite the mentality of a child, you do think clearly. You're right, I wish to help take the throne from him.
Count on me, because if we don't do it the same way, we'll be destroyed. But until day comes to fight Reichon, we can become more powerful. We won't be eliminated so easily.
I'm pleased to hear that. In that case, I want you to grant me a room in this palace, since I will be in this place until Kronos gets here.
Of course. I really thank you, Akumo. Daishiken, prepare his room so that he'll be able to rest.
Of course, Zeno-sama. As you say.
Daishiken would leave. And returning to Goku's dimension, he was able to wake up, but unlike his counterpart, Goku had several wounds, and he remained out of combat. His body regenerated thanks to his wounds not being serious.
Wow, the power you possess is amazing. I'm surprised you're able to beat me using that power. But this time, we'll be able to finish him off.
Goku would access Ultra Instinct and would be in meditation pose. Goku AF was surprised by the physical resistance that his counterpart possessed. Both warriors concentrated on healing their wounds for the next few months, and at this time they were healed and were observed.
The power we're able to get is incredible, but this time our master of powers is the max to get out of here. I completely agree, let's do it!
Both would understand divine energy and understand angelic energies thanks to the wisdom of Zeno-sama, and would take their power to the next level, and they spent about 1 million linear in this place, and their power grew supernaturally. Since they opened their eyes, a great destruction was seen over the place, and the kingdom of the whole Kronos arrived after spending approximately 6 months.
I knew that something was happening. I'm able to feel the essence of 2 kings of all, which means the king of all the alternate dimensions in this place.
But his subject engulfed in flames began to approach Kronos, while his aura rose all over the place, just as a great power was leaving surprised him.
But Akumo, what the hell are you supposed to be doing here? Didn't you know that? You better shut up. I don't want to listen to your words. I'm only in this place to prevent Zeno-sama's death, so you better get ready. You can calm down. You better know than anyone that you're no match for me, so you better get out of my way and I'll overlook this disrespect.
Both warriors were arguing and would smile. They would raise a large part of their power, being able to destroy the dimension completely, which was said to be impossible. Instantly, a gigantic power was seen by the 4 multiverses. Even the power was so great that in the first multiverse, powerful omnipotent god Reichon would stand up and would expel some of his power.
Well, over millions of years, a guy's been able to get my attention.
The power of both warriors would continue to rise incredibly, destroying everything. Everything around him trembled. Just in the 12 universes, destroyed the excess energy they were releasing. Planets of other multiverses destroyed by that power. In the center of the universe 7, a portal was destroyed. Energies disappeared, and for their part, Akuma and Kronos were surprised by the incredible power released in said universe.
What the hell's going on in this multiverse? I'm able to feel the energy of another king completely in this place, and now a power much greater than a ruler. Today, I'll finish with all of you.
Akumo mercilessly took Kronos by the face, colliding with other planets, destroying everything. No matter how much power Kronos exerted, he couldn't let go of the grip of his enemy, who completely surpassed him in physical strength. Akumo, with great power, sent him to mountains, destroying them.
What do you think of that? You really think you're capable of beating me? You won't be able to do anything before me. I'm the legendary Saiyan God. It's impossible to beat me.
From everything around him, a great light would rise. Kronos would release 100% of his power and would see Akumo with a look of hatred.
I'm not interested in being the ruler of another multiverse. Right now, I'm planning to end your life. I won't allow you to disrespect me. It'll be better if you stop with the playing. It's better to put it into practice. Otherwise, you can't do anything against me.
Annoyed, Kronos would rush him without any difficulty, dodging his blows and giving him several blows to great damage. Akumo would take a little distance, laughing at the complete maniac over the place.
I'll grant you the advantage. I'll grant you to give me blows in the span of 15 seconds, and the rest of the battle I'll use one of my arms. You bastard, don't underestimate me, I'll make you dust!
Kronos, with an incredible anger, rushed him, grinding him millions of blows, setting him to destroy the planet completely. And he was able to charge a powerful sphere of energy, throwing it against Akumo, generating incredible destruction.
You shouldn't underestimate me like that. That big attack, you were left standing. You got your comeuppance for challenging the mighty god Kronos. My lord, what should we do? Apparently Akumo's been defeated. Even if Akumo was defeated, he wasn't able to do anything against that monster. He'll eradicate us.
Ha! Don't worry, Daishinken. Akumo hasn't been defeated yet. The real combat just started, so get ready to analyze it.
An incredible flash from Kronos was not able to observe. Akumo was able to connect a powerful blow to the neck of Kronos. So powerful, he sent him flying to the planet, destroying it. Kronos would stand up, blood spreading all over his body, watching everything turn.
No, damn! This isn't happening! I'm an elite warrior! A worm like Akumo can't defeat me!
Akumo was starting to move towards Kronos. Power was flowing through his body. He didn't let him stand, due to the great pressure.
I thought you'd be more difficult. Apparently you're just a lapdog of that Reichon bastard. I've been preparing all these millions of years to defeat him, and finally that day's come. I'll take away the throne of the multiverse #1.
At that moment, Akumo was about to end Kronos' life. Unreal pressure would fall on the 4 multiverses. It was more involved in the 12, which would make each god and beings of the kingdom affected by this pressure. Goku and Goku AF managed to get out of that dimension that had been locked. This air is different. We Saiyans can't breathe in space, being totally different environment. That's nothing.
I totally agree with you. But to be honest, all I want is to finish those bastards who call themselves friends. I want to destroy them completely.
I promise I'll help you. Give me a moment, because I want to see what happens to Earth. Because these beings who betrayed us were of the kingdom of everything. I'll go to planet Earth.
Of course, I understand. In that case, I'll wait for you. Because I can't believe these guys haven't betrayed you. They've done it to me.
I'm sorry. Won't be long. I'll start a revenge. Goku would leave to Universe 7, starting to look for planet Earth. Despite having his incredible speed, he wasn't able to reach Earth to start the lead of his brother to the Universe 6. What's going on? I'm sure with my speed I could have reached Earth a long time ago. Maybe it's in the opposite direction? No, it's this direction. But a metal wave started to resonate in his head, and the Supreme KO-sama.
Goku, I know you're able to listen to me. I doubt you want to listen. We have nothing to do with your betrayal. You could realize by the actions of Whis and Beerus, since after that, the whole Universe 7 was condemned by Daishinken.
What? That good-for-nothing wretch was able to do something?
No, but a new god and angel formed the reigns of the Universe 7, and Daishinken, well...
What happened? Tell me, once and for all. Pressure would be released for a few seconds. Goku would get upset.
He was able to seal you. Daishinken destroyed the planet, and as well as Namek, so no one could remember you.
Goku upset wouldn't respond and expel his anger, being able to destroy everything in his path. Even all the pressure would overwhelm the warriors, and Akumo, despite his power, would try to resist. He couldn't, since all the incredible pressure would fall on his body. Toppo and Mikoshin, both heading towards where all the great power was released, would take a breath away from Toppo, while his bones would shatter.
Who's the guy able to destroy my bones from just the expulsion of his power?
He must be a top-level Supreme Angel. Before Toppo died, he would be healed by Mikoshin, since, created by Zeno-sama, his power and ability surpassed the power of other angels. Don't worry, Toppo-sama. As long as I'm here, nothing, and no one can harm you. But you have to find out who has this power.
Mikoshin, I confess, in this circumstance I can't do anything. I trust you with everything.
Don't worry, I have a mission to protect you from the God of Destruction, as well as any potential evil that puts peace of the 12 universes at risk. Mikoshin, with more power, started to get close to where Goku was. Goku AF would feel that incredible power that his counterpart was releasing at the beginning of the head where he was. More powerful than an angel, he was able to get there before Mikoshin. Goku, stop! What are you doing? If you continue with this expulsion, you'll destroy everything! Stop or I'll have to use force! Goku, without being able to react, would hit great power of Goku AF, which would use a large part of his power of the Super Saiyan 10 in one of his fists, making him fall to the ground, spitting out blood because of his power. What happened? What the hell's wrong with you? Why'd you hit me? You've gone out of control. That's why I had to stop you. I've been able to sense two giant powers in this realm. And now that you say it, apart from the power of Daishinkan and Zemo, there's two powers. I'll go see who they are. In the kingdom of the whole, Akumo would stand as the great pressure disappeared, but great harm was caused by the powerful god Akumo. How is it possible a simple pressure could bend me? I'm the first legendary Saiyan God. This is unforgivable. Damn it. With the beating that bastard from Akumo gave me, and that pressure would left me immobilized, that'll be the end of me. Akumo would approach Kronos, but at the moment Goku and Goku AF would appear, and while Daishinkan's gaze would completely change to one of terror. What? How is it possible? I locked you in Son Goku's bastard. Who's the other warrior? He's similar to Goku.
Daishinkan, who the hell are you and what have you done? You informed me that you are labeled to lock them in that dimension of the kings of all. Did you deceive me?
Of course not, Lord. I swear I locked them in there. I don't know how the hell they got out, even if it is impossible.
Daishinkan and Zeno, no matter how difficult it seems, us Saiyans, there's nothing impossible, and I plan to finish you. It's a pity the first legendary Saiyan God is in this place. I'm not interested in how you were able to get out. The only thing you managed to do is hasten your death.
Wow, that guy's the first legendary Saiyan God. I want to fight him. I want to eradicate him since I'm able to feel his great power.
What the hell did you say to be inferior? Listen, you possess the power required to exterminate me? You don't know what you're saying. When I'm able to attack him, I'll have to use all my power to escape. I have to report the whole situation to Reichon-sama, so he can eliminate these two rebellious multiverses. Akumo couldn't stand that disrespect. His anger rushed Goku AF. Kronos would try to flee, but the surprise of everyone present, Goku AF would stop Akumo's blow with his other arm, holding Kronos' leg as great pressure would be released. I won't let you go anywhere. This place will die. Speaking of your power of the Saiyan God, let me tell you that I trained millions of years. Your power's not a big deal. My partner has more. Akumo, being able to not say anything, was sent flying with a great blow to Zeno-sama's palace, destroying it completely. Holding Kronos by the leg, which would expel his power again, one of his bones was destroyed and Kronos would grant him a kick to the face. He was surprised because despite all his power, he'd only be able to move a few centimeters the face of Goku AF. Well, I don't know who the hell you are and I'm not interested either. If you're in this place, you're one of the most powerful warriors in the 12 universes. Your blow couldn't generate even a bit of damage to me. Goku AF with great power was able to make it collide with a single planet, and all the power he used, it would destroy it. On the other hand, Goku would approach Zeno-sama and Daishinkan, realizing both complete supreme beings were bent with great ease. I hope you're ready to die. As you tried to end my life, right now I'll end yours. I have no plans to let you end my life. I'll use all my power to eliminate you since you're just a mortal. Zeno-sama with his guardians would get in his combat state, while everything around him was destroyed. On the other hand, even Mikoshin, feeling all the power of his creator, would go to the kingdom of the whole together with Toppo, since having not able to find the cause of said power, returned to their planet. Wow, the power that dwarf has is amazing. It won't be enough to stop the anger of my counterpart. I'm not able to finish off these bastards too. At the moment, power of the same would be felt. Akumo began to release 100% of his power, accessing the state of the legendary Super Saiyan God, destroying everything in his path, and would throw a sacred fruit to Kronos. This doesn't change anything. It's a truce. I do it since even throwing 100% of my power, I don't know if I'll be able to beat this guy. Kronos, with the help of the sacred fruit, was recovering, obtaining incredible increase in energy, releasing the same power. So, you're teaming up! In that case, I'll show you forbidden power, the power in which my so-called friends were able to seal him. You'll be able to admire a bit of my power of the incredible Super Saiyan 10. Goku AF would access Super Saiyan 10, and when everything would shake due to the excess energy his body was able to release.
This incredible power of Goku Super Saiyan 10 would begin to make everyone retreat. The true form of Zeno-sama was shown on the battlefield, and he was able to release a complete bestiality. This time, everything around him was shaking, not because of his power, but due to the power of Goku AF released, which was on this occasion forcing the kings of the multiverse to form a truce, causing him to face him on equal terms, which wouldn't do anything against him. I never thought another Saiyan other than Reichon was able to make me tremble. That power he releases is of another beast.
On this occasion, I agree. Although I don't know what you're doing in Zeno's palace of the useless, I'm glad we're able to team up. I can't let your guard down. I'm sure that in a simple oversight, that guy can leave us injured or worse, end our lives. It leaves me surprised that you're nervous. Saiyans feel more and more emotion while their enemy is more powerful.
Akumo wouldn't say anything, and would observe the incredible aura that had formed around the body of the warrior, which would terrify him.
I'm sure even Reichon would have a hard time beating him. If I'm not, I'm able to overcome this great opponent by being able to beat Reichon.
In a very distant place, Reichon was observing everything in his kingdom of the all, and being the most powerful king of all of the 4 multiverses, he could feel the energy of the most powerful beings of each multiverse.
The power of that guy is incredible. I doubt he'd be able to face both kings completely, but I have to come in case it gets out of control. Death of a king of everything can destroy the balance of everything created.
Reichon would start walking all over his palace, incredible powers released around him, and an incredible fire-shaped aura would manifest, making the entire multiverse tremble.
Although this is a dangerous situation, I don't know what excites me. It must be because after millions of years I haven't had a worthy battle. This one will be interesting.
Reichon, with his great speed, would come to the kingdom of Zeno-sama. Goku and Zeno-sama, face to face, their powers and energies collide, and the aura that neither faded since one of the two had retreated. Zeno, why'd you betray me? I really brought you to the future and you would be able to be my friend. What happened?
You know that I am the Zeno-sama of the future? If we are both exactly the same, it's amazing you could differentiate us. I'll tell you, a power cannot approach the power of the gods without having consequences, and much less becoming more powerful than their deities. It's against the divine rules.
What rules? Rules you invented? I never wanted to take the position of a god, let alone a king at all. I'm sure you'll be getting out of this terror.
Ha! Don't say stupid things. I'm the king at all. I'm not afraid of the power of a mortal. I am surprised your power you currently have. I'm still a king at all. Your power is still below mine. Get ready.
I thought we were friends. In this case, I'm gonna end your life without holding back. You were my only friend that I've been sealed in by this palace. Zeno-sama not being able to react, Goku connected an energy punch with power, which would send him flying to a planet, destroying it. Goku stared at Daishinkan, who couldn't move, and all that pressure was released around him. With that blow, that bastard, he couldn't move for the next 3 minutes. I'll torture you. I won't forgive you. You weren't able to end the life of Whis and Beerus, much less destroy the planet Earth. Daishinkan tried to say something, but this power was overwhelming Goku's hand, squeezing his head with bestiality. He would crash through the rocks, and Daishinkan's body was destroyed. Goku didn't make the slightest effort. He would release Daishinkan, going to his base planet, causing destruction. After all the beings who claim to be the top, they're nothing but worms. Since you haven't served me even as a warm-up, you're even more of one. Daishinkan, no matter his great effort, couldn't stand. Goku's attacks, though weak for him, Daishinkan was overwhelmed by the power, which was able to destroy galaxies.
And this can't be happening. I was considered a supreme angel. A dirty Saiyan shouldn't end my life.
Daishinkan, with all his willpower, would stand, legs shaking. Goku would start laughing. Turns out you're another cockroach. You're not even worth ending your life. No matter how much hard work you put in, you'll never get over me.
Damn Saiyan, I should have ended your life that day. It was my blame for just locking you in that dimension. I thought your suffering would be more painful, but I was wrong. You mere mortal could get great power in that place. I'll be unmatched.
I just wanted you to be able to withstand 1 minute of that dimension. Let's do something. If you could stand for a minute, we'll leave and forget this.
You've condemned yourself. Of course I can bear it.
Then we'll have to check. I'll open the dimension. Goku, with his incredible power, opened the dimension, which a completely normal environment would be observed, but the gravity and pressure was millions of times more. Goku would be able to form a kind of universal clock in the universe of Zeno-sama. Goku would hold Daishinkan with power, enter that dimension, and something Daishinkan didn't have contemplate was that place 1 minute was the equivalent of 36 months. So the entire clock of the multiverse was able to be observed, but Daishinkan's body began to disintegrate completely because the pressure was able to destroy his organs. What's wrong? I thought that a minute in this place would be something simple for the angel of Zeno-sama. You really are a simple worm. Daishinkan would crawl, but too much blood was coming out of his body. Goku would watch him with a serious look. This is what my friends felt. In this place, I'll torture you. You gave me a better idea. Since only 3 minutes in the outside world has compassion, let's see how much body you're able to withstand. Goku would hold Daishinkan, leaving that dimension. Daishinkan would breathe for a few moments since Goku would enter that dimension, doing this on multiple occasions. Goku AF's battle against the Kings of the All, despite being two subjects with an extremely giant power, weren't able to bend him, which was incomparable to resistance since attacks that would any war would be able to leave them out of combat for days or weeks. The power of Super Saiyan 10 was nothing, due to the incredible Uzaru strength that he possessed throughout his body.
Damn it. My fists hurt every time I hit him. I can't generate any damage. Does this guy possess immortality? No, Kronos. A bastard is not immortal. If he was, that blood caused by his partner's pressure a few moments ago would have been cursed in moments. That's crazy. Even us kings aren't able to possess all that stamina. What kind of training do you have?
In a place far away, a great power would be felt. Reichon was able to destroy the entire space-time. Just like the multiverse of Zeno-sama, its power destroyed everything in its path.
Well, these guys can overcome the power of a king at all.
In that dimension, everything was covered red, because the life of a supreme angel Daishinkan came to an end. Goku would close that dimension and start walking towards Zeno-sama. Even though that bastard called himself the most powerful being of the universe, he couldn't even face me for 3 minutes. Damn it. How's he able to end Daishinkan's life? Son Goku really became a monster. Meanwhile, Goku AF would continue to give incredible blows to the kings of the whole, which after several hours passed, the battle began. Their energy reserves would decrease because that incredible power was bigger, leaving everyone present surprised. The more the battle went on, the power of the Super Saiyan 10 became more powerful as its resistance greatly increased.
Is that it? They call themselves gods. That means when I face my vermin friends, they won't be nothing but garbage.
Kronos lying on the ground with blood expelling from his body. Akumo would be standing, but the status of Super Saiyan Legendary God lost him. His body couldn't stand the great power of the injuries that he had.
To me, the first Saiyan existing, I can't believe I've been defeated by you. I can't allow it. I'll die ending your existence. I won't let you get away with it.
Akumo would accumulate all his remaining power in the center of his body, generating a great explosion. Goku AF would only smile, returning to Super Saiyan 4, with which his power was still gigantic.
I promise that I won't move from this place. With that explosion, you're able to end my life. Of course, you will win the fight, but in that case, you won't succeed. I'll even look at you in the other world to be able to eliminate your soul completely.
A great voice of authority would resonate through the universe of Zeno-sama, and an incomparable power would be felt all over the place. A power this time had been able to make the bones of both warriors rumble, as well as the kings who were in that place. But the most impressed would be Goku and Goku AF.
Wow, that guy's able to release that pressure. Even all my power, I could have a difficult time defeating him. Since his power is amazing, could he be a new god? I wonder who he is. Wow, he's been able to beat that useless one and finally a worthwhile warrior. I want to check out the power you release.
Without Goku AF reacting, Reichon connected a single blow to the center of his internal energy, making him fly kilometers across the multiverse, colliding with a planet, destroying it, and the appearance of that subject would prostrate the Saiyan in front of both the kings.
Well, I'm able to give you a beating. Although that is amazing since you are considered kings of the whole. Damn, Reichon, I don't need your mercy. Go away, I'll end his life with these good-for-nothing scumbags myself.
Reichon, with a quick movement, would connect a blow to his head which would knock him out of combat. and heal the wounds of Akumo and Kronos while Goku watched. That guy'll certainly be a problem. He even sent my counterpart flying. Who is he? I want you to leave. I'll take care of finishing these guys. Their hearts are corrupted with negative energy. No, my lord, I assure you, these guys are capable of exceeding your expectations. It'd be better to leave this place and regroup. Don't worry, I'm the first god whose birth obtained energy of destruction as well as angelic energy. Two totally different energies born next to me. I can't lose against these guys. Goku AF would recover, instantly furious, lashing out at Reichon. Starting to hit him, despite his great speed, Reichon could counter each of his blows and even hinted that he dodged them without difficulty. Just leave you two. Zeno-sama betrayed the universes. He'll have to pay for his consequences. I only came to this place for you. What mighty king of Reichon-sama say? He allowed me to die at the hands of this Saiyan? Help me! In that case, you don't know I'm a Saiyan too. I don't care what happens to you. I hope you have power. Otherwise, you'll be sealed. Sealed? What do you mean, my lord? I know that if I end your miserable life, the balance of everything existing can collapse. For that reason, I've been able to create a prison with all my power. That Saiyan's interesting. He was able to understand what I told him. At that moment, Goku AF would access the Super Saiyan 5 with the intention of facing Reichon, the first Saiyan with destructive and celestial energy. Everything was trembling because of the power he was expelling. After the terrifying moment that the Z Warriors had experienced, Goku and Vegeta realized that Beerus and Whis were not on Earth. They had disappeared just moments before the shadow creatures appeared on Earth. This is because Daishinkan discovered that Zeno-sama had been killed by his father and immediately summoned all the angels and gods of destruction. In the majestic realm of all, Daishinkan, the high priest, summoned all the angels and gods of destruction of the existing universes. The atmosphere in the hall was unusually tense, and concern was reflected in the faces of those present. Daishinkan, with his usual calmness, prepared to share the disturbing truth he had discovered.
Angels and gods of destruction, the time has come to face a powerful truth. Zeno-sama, our beloved king of all, has been slain.
Silence fell over the hall. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged looks of disbelief and dismay. No one expected that such a tragedy could occur, especially at the hands of someone so powerful.
My investigation revealed that the one responsible for this abominable act was Zeno-sama's own father.
The news resounded like a somber echo in the room. Everyone present processed the shocking revelation. The omnipresent figure of Zeno-sama, the supreme deity, had been shattered by his own protagonist. Mohito, Sidra's angel, spoke in a worried voice. How is it possible that a being as powerful as Zeno-sama's father could have committed such an act?
That is a question for which I still have no answers. But now we must face the consequences of this event. The stability of the multiverse is in danger.
Erak, the god of destruction of Quitella, asked, "And what measures will we take in the face of this threat? What'll happen to the throne of Zeno-sama?"
That is a question we must discuss and resolve. For now, the throne remains empty, and our duty is to maintain peace and balance. But before we make hasty decisions, we need to fully understand the magnitude of this situation.
Beerus and Whis prepared to inform the gods of destruction and angels of all universes about what they had witnessed while on planet Earth with Goku and Vegeta. The hall of the realm of everything was filled with celestial beings, each one expectant and worried about the news they were about to receive.
Attention everyone! We have crucial information to share about the events that have been unfolded.
Before we are summoned here, the father of Zeno-sama appeared on all the planets of the multiverse. Surprise was reflected on the faces of those present. Murmurs and whispers filled the room, as the gods of destruction and angels exchanged looks of disbelief. His visit was not simply to report the death of Zeno-sama. He announced the holding of the tournament that would determine the survival of the planets in each universe. Additional rumors filled the room, creating a constant buzz of concern. The gods of destruction and angels wanted to understand the implications of such an announcement.
He informed the rules of the tournament and the intentions behind such a competition, but it's necessary that we all work together to get answers and face this threat. It is time to join forces and overcome this crisis. The fate of our universes is at stake.
As the gods and angels absorbed the gravity of the situation, in every corner of the hall of the realm of everything, conversations and plans were brewing to confront the mysterious tournament that threatened to upset the balance of the multiverse. Uncertainty hung in the air, but the determination of the divine beings was determined to face the unknown that lay ahead. In the Hall of Everything, Daishinkan, the High Priest, sensed the imminent arrival of extremely powerful entities heading for the different planets of the multiverse. His face reflected seriousness as he prepared to inform all the angels and gods of destruction present of the coming threat.
Gods and angels of destruction, the time has come to face a new and challenging threat. Entities of great power are headed towards the planets of our universes, and their goal seems to be a direct confrontation with the strongest warriors of each world.
The expressions of those present became serious. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Daishinkan continued with determination.
It's crucial that we move quickly to protect the strongest warriors of each planet, regardless of which universe they belong to. The threat we face does not respect universal boundaries, and we must act with unity to preserve the balance.
Vados, the Angel of Champa, raised his hand.
How do you plan for us to move, Daishinkan? We each have responsibilities in our universes. I understand the complexity of this situation, but the magnitude of this threat requires immediate action. I suggest that every angel and god of destruction move to the planets threatened by this unknown force. We must prevent the strongest warriors from being defeated before we can fully understand our enemies.
Sounds like a sensible plan, Daishinkan. If we all work together, we can protect our warriors and gain more information about these powerful entities. Each angel and god of destruction nodded in agreement, accepting the need to act immediately. They moved quickly to the various planets, casting aside universal barriers in a joint effort to safeguard the multiverse.
May the wisdom and power of each of you guide this effort. Let us not underestimate this new threat. Our duty is to protect the existence of our universes.
With those words, the angels and gods of destruction dispersed, leaving the Hall of All in preparation to face a challenge that transcended universal boundaries and demanded the collaboration of all divine beings. Uncertainty hung in the air, but determination to preserve the balance of the multiverse guided the powerful beings in their joint mission. The angels and gods of destruction quickly teleported to the threatened planets, each determined to protect the strongest warriors on the various planets. In the blink of an eye, the skies lit up with flashes of divine energy as Awamo and Ewin, Cognac and Quintella, Matanu and Geen, Whis and Beerus, and the other angels and gods of destruction headed toward their assigned destinations. The planet Thraxis Nocturnae lay peaceful in the corner of the cosmos, its nocturnal luminosity radiating a tranquility that was about to be disturbed. In the vast space, Awamo the angel, with his small book in hand, and his god of destruction Ewin, an imposing figure with a stern gaze, detected the arrival of a shadow creature, a minion of Zeno-sama's father. The creature, shrouded in malevolent darkness, descended with malevolent determination towards Thraxis Nocturnae. Ewin, without hesitation, deployed his energy of destruction while Awamo stood by, hoping to resolve the conflict without a bath of chaos. Creature, your darkness will not be tolerated in this realm. Stop your destructive plans. The shadow creature emanated a guttural growl, its presence emanating an unnatural energy that distorted the space around it. The space battle began with an explosion of opposing forces. Ewin launched destructive beams, while Awamo used his speed to dodge the attacks and assess the situation. Ewin, this creature's stronger than we imagined. We must be cautious. I know, Awamo, but we can't let him destroy Thraxis Nocturnae. We must give our best. The shadow creature, agile and evasive, responded to the attacks with dark energy waves that distorted space. The battle spread across the firmament, leaving traces of destructive energy in its wake. Ewin tried to anticipate the creature's movements. However, the shadow creature proved to be agile and adaptive, countering every strategy with an unmatched dark force.
Our conventional methods don't work. Ewin, we need to combine our forces.
I agree, Awamo. It's time to show them the true power of destruction.
Awamo and Ewin merged their energies, creating a flash of light that defied the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, perceiving the threat, intensified its own energy, generating a collision of cosmic forces that shook space itself. The battle reached a fever pitch, with cosmic explosions lighting up the scene as Awamo and Ewin struggled to contain the darkness. The struggle took place not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual one, where the will to protect Thraxis Nocturne was pitted against the ruthless ambition of the shadow creature. The fusion of Awamo and Ewin unleashed a dazzling energy that eclipsed even the nocturnal luminosity of Thraxis Nocturne. The gold and violet glow enveloped the divine couple as they prepared to face the dark threat looming over the peaceful planet.
It's time to show the true extent of our power, Awamo.
The shadow creature, aware of the growing threat, rushed towards them with supernatural speed. Awamo, with his keen perception, anticipated every movement of the creature, allowing the couple to dodge its onslaughts with heavenly elegance.
Keep calm, Ewin. We must synchronize our movements to counteract their darkness.
Ewin nodded and unleashed a series of destructive energy blasts that lit up the space around him. However, the shadow creature responded with amazing agility, dodging every attack with meandering movements. The battle became a cosmic game of strategy and speed. The angel Awamo and the god of destruction Ewin soon realized that in order to defeat this entity, they would need a coordinated attack that transcended the limits of their individual abilities. In a moment of perfect timing, they unleashed a gale of combined energy. Awamo channeled the energy of destruction while Ewin released violet flashes of destruction.
Focus your energy, Awamo. Let's get rid of this darkness once and for all.
Awamo nodded and joined the attack with determination. The fused energy of both angel and god turned into a spear of golden and violet light that pierced through space with an impressive speed. The shadow creature, caught in the torrent of power, let out a heart-rending howl as it was enveloped by the luminosity. The impact was abysmal, generating an expansive wave that shook the cosmos. The darkness that enveloped the creature began to dissipate, revealing its twisted and weakened form. Awamo and Ewin, exhausted but triumphant, stood on guard ready for any eventuality.
We have managed to contain their darkness, but we can't let our guard down.
The shadow creature, now visibly weakened, recoiled before the imposing presence of Awamo and Ewin. The light had prevailed over the darkness in the cosmic corner of Thraxis Nocturne. The divine couple remained firm in their duty to protect the planet that this creature wanted to destroy. However, the battle was not yet over, and the fates of the planets remained uncertain in the vastness of space. After the shocked combined attack of Awamo and Ewin, the space around Thraxis Nocturne was vibrating with the residual energy of the cosmic battle. The shadow creature, apparently weakened, remained suspended in the cosmic void, enveloped in a dark glow that seemed to absorb the surrounding light. The divine couple watched cautiously, aware that the fate of Thraxis Nocturne was still hung in the cosmic balance.
Ewin, something's not right. The darkness of that creature seems to be getting stronger instead of weaker.
It seems that our attack has absorbed by her, but it shouldn't be possible. How can he transform our energy of destruction to his own power?
The shadow creature, now surrounded by a more intense aura, began to change its shape. Its twisted figure became more defined. His eyes shone with a malevolent lucidity. The darkness emanating from her was becoming denser, distorting the space around her.
You have underestimated my true potential, angel and god of destruction. Your energy has strengthened me beyond your comprehension.
The divine couple prepared for what was to come next, aware that the threat they faced had evolved. The shadow creature, now empowered by the absorbed energy, charged towards them with renewed speed and ferocity.
We need to be more cautious, Ewin. It seems that every blow we inflict makes her stronger.
Understood, Awamo, but we can't allow this darkness to devour Thraxis Nocturne.
The battle resumed with increased intensity. The shadow creature attacked with bursts of dark energy that cut through space, while Awamo and Ewin responded with flashes of golden and violet light. The cosmic dance of lights and shadows painted an epic picture in the vastness of the universe. Each blow and backlash echoed like thunder in space, distorting reality itself. Awamo, with his keen perception, tried to anticipate the movements of the dark creature, but the dark entity proved to be unpredictable. Ewin, with his energy of destruction, sought to weaken the creature, but his attacks seemed to be absorbed and turned into an additional source of power.
Every time we hit her power increases. We can't go on like this. We must find a way to counteract his ability to absorb our energy. Do you have any ideas, Awamo?
Awamo pondered for a moment, his angelic mind working in search of a solution. Meanwhile, the shadow creature, aware of its opponent's confusion, took the opportunity to launch a surprise attack. A wave of dark energy enveloped Awamo and Ewin, distorting their perception and weakening their defenses.
Ha 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 ha! Your resistance is useless. I am the embodiment of darkness. His light cannot prevail before me.
The situation was becoming more and more desperate for the divine couple as they struggled to resist the shadow creature's attacks. Awamo turned his attention to the small book he always carried with him. An idea began to form in his mind.
Ewin, I think I have an idea, but we need to synchronize our attacks in a different way. Explain yourself, Awamo.
Awamo explained his plan to Ewin, who nodded in understanding. Both God and Angel prepared to put their strategy into practice. The shadow creature, confident in its superiority, launched into the attack again, but this time Awamo and Ewin were ready to respond differently.
Now, Ewin, combine your energy of destruction with mine in a more controlled way.
Ewin nodded and channeled his energy to Awamo, who, in turn, merged it with his. Instead of launching a direct attack, they created a sphere of combined light and energy that floated between them.
Do you think this tactic will change the outcome? We'll see.
The energy sphere began to slowly expand, emanating a glowing light that contrasted the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, curious but confident, watched the development with disdain.
The fused power is not only destructive, but it also has properties that counteract its absorption capacity.
The combined energy sphere, now reaching its maximum expansion, released a wave of light and energy that enveloped the shadow creature. This time, instead of absorbing the power, the darkness that characterized her began to dissipate.
What is this? My power should not be weakened. We create an energy that goes beyond destruction and creation, one that neutralizes the darkness that you're trying to absorb.
The shadow creature, weakened by Awamo and Ewin's strategic counterattack, retreated as the combined energy sphere continued to exert its effect. The light emanating from the sphere began to purify the darkness surrounding the entity, revealing its original form before corruption.
It seems our tactic's working, but we must make sure we contain it completely. We can't let our guard down. Let's continue with the strategy until the creature's completely neutralized.
The space battle continued, but this time Awamo and Ewin had the upper hand. His sphere of combined energy continued to exert its purifying effect, dispelling the darkness that threatened Thraxus Nocturne. With each passing moment, the shadow creature grew weaker. The light of hope began to shine in the corner of the cosmos that was once on the verge of destruction. The shadow creature, weakened by Awamo and Ewin's strategy, retreated into space, its distorted form twisting as the combined energy sphere continued to purify the darkness that enveloped it. In a desperate attempt to regain his strength, the shadow creature began to explore its surroundings, looking for an opportunity to turn the situation in his favor.
My power is weakened here. I need to find a place where darkness prevails.
While exploring, the shadow creature noticed something that favored him. His eyes flashed with malevolent anticipation as he discovered that this world was called Thraxus Nocturne because it was a planet plunged into shadows. The dark entity smiled malevolently as he realized that this planet could provide the darkness needed to revitalize his power.
Ha 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 ha! Thraxus Nocturne, a feast of darkness awaits me!
With amazing speed, the shadow creature launched itself towards the planet, traversing space with great speed. Awamo and Ewin, aware of his intentions, followed closely, determined to stop any attempt by the shadow creature to plunge into the darkness of the planet. As the creature approached Thraxis Nocturne, the darkness of the planet seemed to intensify, as if responding to its presence. The planet's nighttime atmosphere shone with a faint luminosity, offering a fascinating contrast to the surrounding stars.
Ewin, we must prevent the creature from being filled with dark power. If she succeeds, it'll be even more difficult to stop her. Understood, Awamo. We'll not allow the darkness of this planet to fall into the hands of that entity.
The shadow creature descended on Thraxis Nocturne with a terrifying impetus. As she approached, the darkness seemed to take her in, enveloping her with a gloomy welcome. The shadow creature began to absorb the darkness of the planet, its twisted form vibrating with a new energy as it filled with the essence of Thraxis Nocturne.
Ha 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 ha! Yes, this darkness will strengthen me. Nothing can stop me now.
Awamo and Ewin, wasting no time, headed towards the shadow creature, determined to stop its advance before it became unstoppable. The battle in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne was about to take a very drastic turn.
We cannot allow this darkness to completely corrupt this creature. We must stop her before she becomes invincible. Your previous strategy was effective, Awamo. Let's keep working together to counter his power.
Deep in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne, the intense presence of the absorbing shadow creature did not go unnoticed by the most powerful warriors on the planet. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and his brother Cooler felt the darkness increasing around them and, with a mixture of amazement and concern, headed toward the epicenter of the threat.
Something's not right. The darkness in this place is getting denser.
Whatever it is, we cannot let it threaten Thraxis Nocturne. Let's investigate.
The warriors moved nimbly across the gloomy terrain, advancing towards the source of the darkness. As they got closer, the atmosphere became heavier, as if the shadow itself wanted to resist their advance.
The darkness is different. I feel a strange pressure. I'm not afraid of the dark, but this is unusual. Cooler, stay alert.
Understood, Frieza. Let's find out what's going on.
Suddenly, a wave of dark energy erupted before them, revealing the shadow creature that was absorbing the darkness of the planet. His twisted figure and malevolent aura were as evident as the threat he posed to Thraxis Nocturne.
Warriors of this planet, his darkness feeds me. Soon I will be unstoppable.
We won't let you destroy Thraxis Nocturne. Get ready, creature.
The warriors went on the attack, each unleashing their unique power against the dark entity. Turles unleashed his evil aura, releasing bursts of destructive energy. Bardock channeled his Saiyan fury into powerful blows, while Raditz and Cooler coordinated their attacks to create a symphony of destruction. Frieza intensifying the struggle.
This creature doesn't know who he's up against.
Your resistance is useless. Each blow only increases my power.
The shadow creature, powered by the darkness of Thraxis Nocturne, absorbed attacks with defiant ease. Each impact seemed to strengthen rather than weaken it, plunging the warriors into the disturbing reality that they were facing an enemy that fed on its own darkness.
It's not working. He's getting stronger and stronger.
We need to change our strategy. We can't let it absorb all the darkness on the planet.
While the warriors struggled to find an effective strategy, the shadow creature, with its distorted laughter, continued to absorb the darkness, becoming more and more powerful. The Battle of Thraxis Nocturne's survival was at its most critical, and the warriors knew that they had to find a solution before the dark entity became invincible. The dark aura released by the shadow creature enveloped the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne, gradually weakening them. The warriors struggled to stay on their feet as the entity's malevolent energy infiltrated their bodies, obscuring their vital forces.
This is it. Too much.
I can't let that defeat us like this.
The warriors, despite their bravery, were overcome by the darkness emanating from the aura of the shadow creature. At that critical moment, when hope seemed to be fading, a heavenly light pierced the shadows. Awamo and Ewin, the angels charged with protecting Thraxis Nocturne, arrived on the battlefield.
The darkness emanating from this creature is breathtaking. We cannot allow it to take over this planet. Time to show these warriors how to fight true darkness.
The angel spread his wings, and together with the god of destruction, they advanced towards the shadow creature.
his presence radiating a luminosity that defied the malevolent nature of the dark aura. As it approached, the dark entities sensed the arrival of divine beings and turned to face the new threat.
More insignificant beings. His light will be devoured by my darkness. Don't underestimate the power of light. Darkness cannot resist the true essence of creation.
Awamo extended his hand, and a purifying light enveloped the battlefield, counteracting the dark effect of the creature's aura. Ewin, on the other hand, deployed the energy of destruction, creating a perfect balance between light and darkness. The shadow creature, for the first time, felt the pressure of forces that it could not easily absorb or resist. The conflict took a turn, and the battle became more intense as the angel and god of destruction faced the dark entity with a unique combination of light and destruction.
The real struggle starts now. We'll protect Thraxis Nocturne from the darkness you represent.
The fight between the angels and the shadow creature reached impressive levels, with bursts of energy illuminating the dark planet of Thraxis Nocturne. Meanwhile, the warriors, freed from the debilitating effects of the dark aura, watched the fight, hoping that their planet would not be destroyed. In the dark skies of Thraxis Nocturne, the stage was transformed into a cosmic battlefield, where divine light and malevolent darkness collided in an epic confrontation. Awamo and Ewin, the guardians of this planet, displayed their celestial power with a grace and precision that defied description. The glow of the purifying light emanating from Ewin and Awamo spread across the space, illuminating the shadows that the shadow creature was trying to grasp. Ewin and Awamo's every move was a ballet of divine energy, as they gracefully dodged the dark attacks encountered with unstoppable force. Awamo's wings shone with a resplendent light, like stars in the night, as he invoked the very essence of creation to repel the dark forces rising up against him. By his side, Ewin radiated an imposing presence, with his penetrating gaze fixed on the creature as it defying the darkness itself. The shadow creature, on the other hand, was fighting with an impressive ferocity, trying to resist the overwhelming power of Ewin and Awamo. Their dark attacks were launched like ravenous shadows, seeking to consume the divine light that surrounded them. However, every attack was countered by the impenetrable force of Ewin and Awamo, who remained firm in their purpose to protect the planet. The clash between light and darkness created a symphony of cosmic energy, with flashes of light and bursts of energy illuminating the firmament. The light will always prevail over the darkness. Your power is formidable, but it cannot resist the purity of creation.
You can't stop me. I'm the very embodiment of darkness.
Darkness can be powerful, but the real strength lies in balance, and we represent that balance. Ewin and Awamo continued to deploy their energy with amazing precision, creating light barriers that repelled the attacks of the shadow creature. Every movement of Ewin and Awamo was imbued with a divine elegance and grace, while the creature struggled with a desperate ferocity. Our mission is to protect the harmony of the universe, and that includes protecting this planet from your darkness.
You can't stop me. I'm inevitable.
The shadow creature launched waves of dark energy, but Ewin and Awamo easily repelled them, maintaining an opposing presence in the midst of battle. Every blow of Ewin and Awamo resonated with the force of creation, while the creature struggled more and more desperately. The darkness can be a challenge, but our determination's unwavering. We'll not let you destroy this planet. Your power may be formidable, but it cannot equal the eternal light of the universe. The battle continued with Ewin and Awamo and the shadow creature facing off in an epic clash between light and dark. In the midst of the struggle, Father Zeno silently watched from his kingdom, perceived the magnitude of the conflict. With an imperceptible gesture, he decided to intervene, taking Ewin and Awamo to a mental plane where they could confront the shadow creature in a terrain beyond the physical. In a flash of dazzling light, Awamo and Ewin were transported to an ethereal realm, where the laws of the universe twisted and blurred. Where are we, Ewin? We have entered the realm of the mind, a place where reality is molded according to the will of the observer. Here the real battle will be fought in the deepest corners of our being. While Awamo and Ewin were transported to a mental plane by Father Zeno, the shadow creature continued its fierce assault against the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne.
Turtles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and Cooler, the most powerful warriors on the planet, rose up against the darkness that threatened to consume their home. The shadow creature, imbued with a dark and malevolent aura, hovered over them with an overwhelming presence. He distorted his energy, enveloping everything around him, tearing reality itself apart, and threatening to plunge the planet into an abyss of chaos.
"We won't let you destroy our home, shadow monster."
"We, the warriors of Thraxus Nocturne, are not afraid of the dark."
"We have faced much greater dangers than you, creature."
"We will fight together to protect our world."
The shadow creature launched a powerful dark attack towards the warriors, but they responded with relentless ferocity. Turtles, his eyes shining with determination, unleashed a shower of destructive energy, summoning the very essence of nature to channel it in a torrent of energetic attacks. Their powerful attacks cut through the darkness with devastating precision, creating dazzling explosions that lit up the planet's night sky. Bardock, with his fiery ki and indomitable spirit, channeled his energy into a powerful attack. His fists were burning with a searing intensity as he launched a concentrated burst of energy towards the shadow creature, challenging its strength with its own. Bardock's attack resonated with the determination of an invincible warrior, willing to give everything for the protection of his world. Raditz and Cooler, united in battle, joined in a coordinated assault on the shadow creature. With fluid and coordinated movements, they launched bursts of energy from different angles, creating a barrier of attacks that surrounded their enemy. The shadow creature struggled to defend itself against the combined onslaught of the two powerful warriors, but its resistance was challenged by the determination and skill of Raditz and Cooler. Meanwhile, Frieza, with his golden form glowing with a golden aura, was preparing to unleash his full power against the shadow creature. His eyes shone with a cold and calculated determination as he focused his energy on a devastating attack. With a graceful and precise movement, Frieza unleashed a burst of golden energy that swirled with unparalleled destructive power, threatening to envelop the shadow creature in a mantle of fire and destruction. The battle escalated as the warriors of Thraxus Nocturne bravely faced the darkness that threatened their world. Every blow, every burst of energy echoed through space, creating a spectacle of destruction and determination. Meanwhile, on the mental plane, Awamo and Ewin were engaged in a metaphysical struggle against Father Zeno, an omnipotent entity whose presence radiated an aura of indescribable power. Ewin and Awamo, aware of the gravity of the situation, desperately sought the intervention of Father Zeno to counter the threat of the shadow creature. However, to their surprise, Father Zeno solemnly informed them that they could not intervene directly, since the balance of the universe had to be kept intact even in times of crisis. Awamo and Ewin, although unhappy with Father Zeno's decision, understood the importance of respecting the laws of the cosmos. With determination, they plunged even deeper into the metaphysical struggle, using all their ingenuity and power to find a solution to the crisis unfolding in Thraxus Nocturne. As a confrontation on the mental plane reached its climax, Awamo and Ewin found themselves face to face with the imposing Father Zeno. His figure radiated an indisputable authority, but also an aura of mystery that aroused restlessness in the Ewin and Awamo. Awamo, with his usual serenity, broke the tense silence that filled the ethereal space. "Father Zeno," he began in a firm but respectful tone, "could it be you that... were you the one who sent the shadow creatures to destroy the planets?" Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, nodded slowly.
"I did it for the good of the universe,"
he replied calmly. Although his voice resonated with a power that shook Ewin and Awamo,
sometimes drastic measures must be taken to preserve the cosmic balance.
Ewin, with a flash of indignation in his eyes, could not contain himself anymore.
"But that doesn't justify the chaos and destruction you've unleashed,"
he exclaimed, his voice echoing with unshakable determination.
"There are other ways to restore balance without resorting to violence and darkness."
Father Zeno observed the god of destruction and his angel with a penetrating gaze, as if he were evaluating their words and their posture.
"Your compassion is admirable, but sometimes it's necessary to sacrifice a few pieces to save the entire board,"
he said in an enigmatic tone. Awamo and Ewin exchanged determined glances. Although they respected Father Zeno's authority, they knew that they had to follow their own principles and convictions. With courage, they prepared to challenge the omnipotent being in front of them, willing to fight for what they believed was right, even if it meant facing the divinity itself. The air on the mental plane was charged with tension, as Awamo and Ewin prepared to face Father Zeno. Their divine auras collided in a show of titanic forces, as Ewin and Awamo prepared to challenge the supreme being in front of them. Awamo, with his heavenly book in hand, looked at Father Zeno with determination.
Father Zeno, although we respect your authority, we cannot allow you to continue with this destruction,
he stated firmly.
We'll fight for peace and balance in the universe, even if it means standing up to you.
Father Zeno, with an impenetrable calm, nodded in recognition.
Your courage is admirable, but you will not be able to stop me,
he replied calmly.
The fate of the universe is in my hands, and I'll do whatever it takes to preserve its balance.
Without further words, the battle began with a burst of divine energy. Awamo unleashed his celestial power, summoning rays of light that he threw against Father Zeno, while Ewin threw waves of energy with determination. However, Father Zeno showed impressive resilience, deflecting every attack with surprising ease. The fight went on for what seemed like an eternity, with Ewin and Awamo and Father Zeno trading punches and counterpunches in a cosmic dance of power and skill. Every movement was imbued with a supernatural force, while the mental plane trembled under the intensity of his conflict. However, as time passed, Awamo and Ewin began to feel the weight of their opponent. Father Zeno's power was overwhelming, and every blow Ewin and Awamo received weakened them even more. Despite their bravery and determination, it seemed that they were fighting against an impossible-to-defeat force. Awamo, panting from the effort, looked at his companion with concern.
Ewin, we can't go on like this,
he admitted sincerely.
Father Zeno's too powerful for us.
Ewin, though exhausted, nodded determinedly.
I know, Awamo, but we can't give up,
he replied firmly.
We must keep fighting for Thraxus Nocturne and for all beings in the universe.
With a final effort, Ewin and Awamo gathered their forces to launch a final attack against Father Zeno. However, the Supreme Being easily overcame them, deflecting his power with a contemptuous gesture. Father Zeno looked at Ewin and Awamo with a mixture of admiration and regret.
They're brave, but their struggle has come to an end, he solemnly declared. Accept your defeat and let fate take its course.
With a resigned sigh, Awamo and Ewin surrendered to Father Zeno's overwhelming strength. Although they had fought with all their heart and soul, they knew that they could not defeat the Supreme Being in front of them. Father Zeno, with a compassionate look, looked at them benevolently.
Rest now, my brave creations,
he said gently.
His bravery will be remembered throughout the universe.
Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, extended his hand towards the exhausted Ewin and Awamo. In an instant, a powerful burst of cosmic energy emanated from his palm, enveloping Awamo and Ewin in a dazzling radiance. Ewin and Awamo screamed in agony as Father Zeno's energy enveloped them, feeling every fiber of their being torn apart under the relentless power of the Supreme Being. Their bodies, imbued with divine light, were slowly consumed in the maelstrom of energy, fading little by little into the ether of the cosmos. Awamo and Ewin fought with all their might to resist the cataclysm that engulfed them, but it was useless. The power of Father Zeno surpassed them in every respect, and they were soon reduced to mere shadows of their former glory. With the last gasp, Awamo and Ewin exploded, leaving body parts all over the mental space, dissipating into cosmic nothingness while their essence merged with the universe. At that precise moment, we return to the earthly plane, where the fierce battle between the most powerful warriors of Thraxus Nocturne and the shadow creature was reaching its climax. Bursts of energy and thunderous crashes echoed in the air, while Bardock, in the middle of the combat, glimpsed Awamo and Ewin, who were lying unconscious on the ground, enveloped in a halo of divine light. Surprise and dismay were reflected on the faces of the warriors, who momentarily stopped their frantic struggle upon realizing the situation. Bardock, his eyes wide open, watched in horror as Ewin and Awamo's bodies began to shake, emanating flashes of energy that increased in intensity with each passing second. A tense silence enveloped the battlefield as everyone watched the scene in disbelief. Suddenly, a heart-rending explosion echoed in the air, making the earth and sky tremble. Bardock and the other warriors were thrown back by the force of the explosion, protecting themselves as best as they could from the shockwave that was spreading around them.
When the afterglow of the explosion faded, what was left was a smoking crater where Awamo and Ewin once stood. The warriors slowly stood up, stunned by what they had just witnessed, as the shadow creature, now shrouded in an even denser darkness, prepared to lash out again before the protecting warriors of Thraxus Nocturne. Bardock clenched his fist determinedly, feeling a mixture of sadness and fury burn inside him. He knew that they must continue the fight, not only for the honor of their planet, but also in memory of the brave fallen Guardians. With a war cry, the warriors rushed into combat again, determined to avenge the loss of their comrades and protect their home from the darkness that threatened to consume it. After the devastating explosion that killed Awamo and Ewin, the warriors of Thraxus Nocturne gathered in a circle, still stunned by what had happened. Bardock, with a gloomy look, broke the silence with a grave tone.
Damn it! What the hell just happened?
Turles, frowning, shook his head in disbelief.
I don't know, but we can't let this sacrifice be in vain. We need to get this thing over with once and for all.
Raditz, with his fist clenched, furiously nodded determinedly.
You're right! Awamo and Ewin gave their lives to protect this planet. We cannot disappoint his sacrifice.
Frieza, with his usual impassive expression, spoke in a cold and calculated tone.
The death of Ewin and Awamo should not be in vain. We must unite and concentrate our efforts on defeating that shadow creature.
Cooler, with a serious look, added determinedly,
We are facing an unprecedented threat, but if we fight together, we can overcome it. Let's do it for the honor of Thraxus Nocturne, for the legacy of our brave comrades.
Bardock nodded solemnly, his jaw tense with determination.
So, are we in agreement? We'll fight together until the end and avenge our fallen.
The warriors nodded in agreement, sharing a look of determination and unity. With their hearts filled with determination, they prepared to face once again the darkness that threatened their home. As the warriors prepared to face the shadow creature again, a fierce determination burned in their hearts. Turles, feeling the energy of the battle, was the first to unleash his power.
It's time to show them our true power!
With a powerful scream, Turles wrapped himself in an aura of energy. Her dark hair turned golden and her eyes shone with a dazzling intensity. The energy of the Super Saiyan emanated from his being, infusing strength and determination into his entire being. Raditz, inspired by Turtle's example, followed suit.
It's my turn!
With a burst of energy, Raditz's dark hair bristled, turning golden just like his brother's. His ki increased dramatically, emanating a commanding presence that filled the battlefield. Seeing the transformation of his comrades, Bardock also joined the fray.
I can't stay behind!
With a battle cry, Bardock unleashed all his power. His fiery aura enveloped him in a higher golden glow. His energy increased to astronomical levels, propelling him towards a higher form of his race. Frieza, observing the transformation of the Saiyans, did not want to be left behind.
The time has come to show my true strength.
With a burst of energy, Frieza transformed into his golden form of maximum power similar to 100% full power. His body radiating a golden glow. His power multiplied several times, turning him into an unstoppable force that rivaled the sunlight itself. Cooler, feeling the energy surrounding him, decided to join the fight with all his might.
It's time to unleash my true potential.
With a flash of energy, Cooler transformed into his metallic form, his body glowing with a metallic luster. His stamina and power increased exponentially, making him an invincible force that would defy even the gods. With their transformations complete, the warriors of Thraxus Nocturne once again faced the shadow creature with renewed determination and a power that eclipsed any darkness. In the skies of Thraxus Nocturne, the battle continued as the transformed warriors faced off against the shadow creature, a being whose dark power threatened to devour everything in its path. With each of the warriors unleashing their full potential, the cosmos trembled under the force of their epic showdown. The golden aura of Turles, Raditz, and Bardock, combined with the imposing presence of Frieza and Cooler in their transformed forms, formed a dazzling spectacle in the night sky. Energy flickered around them, lighting up the darkness with golden and silver flashes as they prepared for the final showdown. The shadow creature, sensing his power of his adversaries, emanated a rumbling roar that echoed through the planet. His dark form seemed to twist and distort as he prepared for the final assault.
It's time to end this once and for all!
With a battle cry, Turles lunged forward. His speed increased by his Super Saiyan form.
The shadow creature responded with an onslaught of dark energy, but Turles nimbly dodged it, moving with astonishing speed across the battlefield. Raditz and Bardock followed Turtle's lead, attacking with relentless ferocity. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature's attacks were swift and fierce, but the Saiyans deftly dodged them, responding with even more powerful blows.
Father, let's keep the pressure on this thing. We can't let it destroy our home.
I know. We're not going to allow this monster to destroy Thrax's Nocturne. Our power is more than enough to end it.
That's right. You taught us to fight with courage and determination. We'll not back down before this creature is destroyed.
Take this!
The shadow creature dodged Bardock's attack with agility, launching its counterattack with its sharp claws.
Careful, Father.
Don't worry about me. I'm more than ready for this.
And take this too.
Raditz's attacks hit the shadow creature hard, but it quickly recovered and counterattacked with a surge of dark energy.
Damn, this thing's tougher than I thought.
We can't give up now. Our planet depends on us.
You're right. Let's show you what we're capable of.
The two Saiyans launched into the air attack once more with renewed determination. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature, although resistant, was overcome by the ferocity of the Saiyans. Turles, with his golden hair flowing behind him, launched a quick series of precise punches, each one carrying with it the power of his transformation into Super Saiyan. His movements were fluid and graceful, as if he were dancing around his enemy, dodging every attack with impressive agility.
There's no escape for you, monster. Your darkness can't compete with the power of the Super Saiyan.
With a battle cry, Turles lashed out at the shadow creature, striking with overwhelming force. Every blow resounded in the air, shaking the battlefield with its power. The shadow creature was fighting desperately, but its attacks seemed weak compared to Turles' ferocity. Meanwhile, Raditz and Bardock were continuing their assault on the shadow creature. Their attacks were coordinated and precise, each complementing the other in a deadly dance of destruction. The shadow creature found itself increasingly cornered, unable to cope with the combined might of the Saiyans.
Come on, Father. We know we can stop this thing.
I know, Raditz. Let's keep pushing until there's nothing left of this creature.
With renewed determination, the two Saiyans redoubled their efforts, launching a series of devastating attacks against the shadow creature. Each blow echoed in the air, carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. Frieza and Cooler were watching the battle intently from a distance, their cold gazes evaluating every move of the Saiyans and the shadow creature. As the fight intensified, they noticed with increasing concern how the shadow creature began to gain more strength, releasing a dark energy that threatened to destabilize this situation.
It seems that the things are getting more complicated than I expected.
Yes, the shadow creature seems to be gaining ground. If we don't intervene soon, we could face an even more dangerous situation.
With a cold determination, Frieza and Cooler exchanged a glance before heading towards the battlefield. His presence made itself felt immediately. His overbearing aura flooded the area as they prepared to face the shadow creature.
Looks like we need to intervene before things get out of control.
I agree. We cannot allow this shadow creature to wreak more havoc on our planet.
With surprising speed, Frieza and Cooler launched into action, deploying all the power in an effort to contain the shadow creature. His attacks were precise and devastating, each blow carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home. However, the shadow creature was not going to be easily defeated. With a thunderous scream, he split into 4 separate beings, each one darker and more malevolent than the last. The earth trembled under their weight as they advanced towards the warriors, ready to unleash their fury on them.
It seems that this creature has more tricks up its sleeve than we thought.
It doesn't matter. We have our own tricks.
Well, guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now, don't forget to leave your powerful like, Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now, without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.